we'll try to understand what and why project operations in Dynamics 365, or what are the capabilities currently it support.
How am I doing with all the projects in my system? People has to look at 100 spreadsheets to find out what's happening in my company. Now you have project operations, and you don't worry about that. So you can track your projects right from the sales all the way to invoicing.
Now that's quite interesting. Probably we need to discuss in detail about this.
Absolutely. That's where we are.
Yeah, sure. Let's try to deep dive into some of these key capabilities.
Sure.
So that it is really helpful for, if I look at it from the customer or implementation consultant perspective, what are those top key capabilities probably you will deep dive so that it is easy for us to understand?
Yeah, absolutely. We also build an agent out of it.
So that's great. I think that will be like many will be start posting comment on that. Yeah.
The time and expenses which have been logged needs to be approved by the project manager against a project.
Yeah.
That means they need to evaluate whether this particular time what a user has logged is really within the policies which we have in a company. Yeah. For example,
strategic focus only towards this AI and agents, and we are not actually focusing towards the core ERP. Do you mean to kind of give us a sense that that's what I'm trying to understand.
Sure. Let me demystify this part as well.
Okay.
AI and Copilot is definitely a focus, but I clearly want to clarify that is not the only focus
of Microsoft. So what would be your career guidance, or how you kind of visualize both of these career options? Hello everyone, welcome to today's podcast, PM Talks. We have a very special guest today, and it's really an honor and pleasure to host Mr. Niranjan Maski in our channel D365 Talks. Welcome, Mr. Niranjan.
Hey, hi Sriram, how are you doing?
Yeah, doing good. And so today we'll talk in detail about project operations. We'll talk a lot of related concepts and topics. So first of all, probably we'll start with a brief introduction of yours, Niranjan.
Sure.
It will really help the audience to understand about you and your profile.
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Niranjan Maski. I'm a principal PM lead at Microsoft, working for product Dynamics 365 project operations. I've been associated with Microsoft for more than a decade.
Yep.
And half of the time I spent with this product, and we built it very passionately. I'm very excited to talk to you and also to your listeners about Dynamics 365 project operations.
Yep, that would be really good. I think we could not have anyone much better than you to talk about this topic of project operations. Yeah, I think so. Probably first we need to try to understand. Even I work in Microsoft Dynamics 365. Yep. I actively post videos related to supply chain management.
Absolutely.
Even for me, project operations is a new concept. And probably we'll start with that, Niranjan. So we'll try to understand what and why project operations in Dynamics 365, or what are the capabilities currently it support.
Yeah, great question, Sriram.
Yeah.
So Dynamics 365 project operations is a end-to-end project and project-based businesses managing system, you can say, right? So in a professional services setup, there are different processes which runs to run a project.
Okay.
In one sentence, this will connect sales to planning to project management, resource management, finance, everything it will try to bring in one single place. Including finance, which are needed for project business only. Okay. I mean, we don't go deep into finance, so that is not our foray, because we do have Dynamics 365 finance and operations, which we connect into.
Oh, that's good.
So our main focus would be for the project and project-based business management, right from selling to planning to executing to and tracking the projects from start to finish.
That's really good.
Yeah. So think of different aspects of a project management, right? Right from your sales process, where you are answering an RFP, and you are actually planning the resources for that particular project. And you are organizing the teams to run that, and you want to track their time, and you want to invoice that particular time which has been spent by your team. Generally, all customers will use different tools for this purpose. For example, CRM for sales, and another sales application for creating the sales proposals, and planning or spreadsheets for planning your resources against tasks, and time tracking the people do with an inbuilt or an application which is homegrown. And when the time is tracked, you will try to map to your project offline. And when somebody asks, hey, I mean, how am I doing with all the projects in my system? People has to look at 100 spreadsheets to find out what's happening in my company. Now you have project operations, you don't have to worry about that. So we bring this end-to-end sales process, right? From sales, planning, resource assignment, finance management, everything together in one single application where you have single source of truth for your project business, and you can run this end-to-end process seamlessly.
No, that's really quite interesting, actually. So it's typically like a one-stop solution where organizations or the users does not need to switch between the applications in order to manage the projects.
Exactly.
I think that's really a great value add.
Exactly. So it's a one single source of truth for your entire project business, where you can understand your resources, you can understand where they are, you can understand their utilization, basically, so that you can optimize the utilization. And at the same time, you can track your projects right from the sales all the way to invoicing.
No, that's quite interesting. Probably we need to discuss in detail about this.
Absolutely. That's where we are.
Yeah, sure. Let's try to deep dive into some of these key capabilities.
Sure.
So that it is really helpful for, if I look at it from the customer or implementation consultant perspective, what are those top key capabilities probably you will deep dive so that it is easy for us to understand?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start with the key capabilities what we have with project operations, starting with, say, price list, right? So price lists are the list of prices, both cost, sales and purchases, which you can define for a customer, a contract, which you can very well integrate into your quotation process. That means the moment you define your cost price and sales price, and you include that in your quotation, automatically all the resources who are associated with that particular price will be created, and we'll create one single quote which actually gives you an end-to-end view of what exactly is the value of that particular quote.
Quite interesting.
And you can create multiple versions of the quote as well, which means you can compare, you can do a what-if analysis of, hey, if I bring the resources from resourcing one geographical location versus other geographical location, or if I readjust my resources of a particular skill with another skill and still achieve the goal for which the project has been started for, you'll be able to do that comparison then and there itself.
So that is a version tracking which comes as well.
Multiple versions of quote you can manage.
Oh, that's really great.
And once you're comfortable with that particular quote, you can send that particular quote to your customer, and if you and your customer comes to an agreement where saying that, hey, I mean, you are good, you can start this particular project, then you will sign the contract. So the quote will be seamlessly converted into a contract. As you can see, there is a seamless transition from opportunity stage all the way to contract, where the same terms and conditions with which you started the quote are flowing into contract as well. So that means nothing is falling between the cracks. So whatever you agreed with your customer is available in your contract. And we do support multiple contract types, time and material and fixed price. Both the contract types are supported.
So for these contracts, do we necessarily need any third-party apps to be integrated, or this is supported out of the box?
Out of the box. So you'll be able to manage everything out of the box. So you have your entire sales process of project-based business. You can run within project operations.
That's quite interesting.
This is half of the story. Now, once
I'm really now excited for the
another half. Yes. So once we have this contract is signed, generally what happens? Hey, the sales team will sign a contract, and the execution team doesn't know the entire terms and conditions of that particular contract. So that's where there is a disagreement or a falling between the cracks of sales process to your execution process. If you are managing your project in Excel sheets, guess what? We have a solution where there is a seamless integration with what you have signed as a contract, more directly into your project execution. So now comes the planning process. So we have out of the box planning, a detailed planning management software, I can say, where the good old project, MS project, where you can manage all your work breakdown structures, the different tasks, the dependencies between the tasks, which you used to manage in Microsoft Project, is directly integrated into project operations now. So you need not have a separate project plan, which is an MPP file people used to manage for the project planning. That is directly available within project operations window, where we call it as project for the web, integrated in project operations. So you can plan your entire project in project operations, right from the planning the tasks, assigning the resources, understanding the dependencies between the tasks, defining the effort for this particular task. If you want to adjust the critical path, how exactly it has an impact on the effort, duration, all those things you can see in one single pane of glass. This is about the planning process. Once you have your plan ready, the next step for a project manager is to assign the needed resources against this particular project plan. Right? So we do have a very good resource management capabilities, where you can look at all the resources in your organization in one single pane. That means you have a big dashboard of all your resources, their availability and their skills is visible to you. Suppose there is a resource manager in your company who is managing all the resources. Generally, the project manager will send a request saying that, hey, I would need a resource with XYZ skill, with so much of expertise, with so much of availability. That means the resource needs to be available from this date to this date, or this duration to this duration. Resource manager will evaluate that particular request and assign the resource or book a resource against the project. This generally, without project operations, is a manual process, or it happens over an email saying that, hey, I would need this particular resource, can you book for me? Or hey, this is an Excel sheet, I'm going to block this particular resource from this time to this time. We don't know who blocked that, right? So
that's right.
That generally happens. So project operations is providing an exhaustive resource management capabilities, where you can look at all your resources, have a schedule board which gives the view of the schedule of every other resource. The moment you assign a resource against rather you request a resource against a project for a certain requirement, the requirement directly lands into a resource manager bucket. They can search for all the available resources and do a hard book or a soft book of that particular resource, or propose that particular resource for project manager for negotiation, saying that, here, this is a resource I have, is it comfortable to you, were you able to deal with this particular adjustment with the resource. All those negotiations can happen. Now once the resource is assigned, now you have your planning done with your project for the web embedded within project operations. Now we brought the resources into it, and now we have a place where your project tasks and resources are married together, and the execution can start. And this also generates a capability. We also have a capability where this generates something called estimates. So estimates are an outcome of your planning and resource assignment process, wherein you will be able to understand what is my estimated cost on the project, which is time phased over a period of time. That means if your project is running for an year, and you have assigned resources for the entire year duration, you need to understand what is my spend in certain quarter, month, or a week. And you want to understand or adjust any final adjustments with respect to, hey, this particular resource is pretty costly this particular quarter, but at the same time, can I use this particular resource in a high value job, or rather than spending time in this particular project where I'm not able to generate so much of revenue against this particular resource. So all those adjustments can be done by looking at how your estimates are planned.
Okay.
Now we also have a capability where these estimates can be converted into budgets.
Oh,
So budget is a capability where you have you draw a line in the sand and say that, hey, this is my total available budget for this particular project.
Okay.
And I want to start here. Even though I make some adjustments with my project plan, which actually impacts your estimates directly, you have a place where you can compare against what I started with.
Okay.
That is what budget is for. And it is versioned, it is controlled. That means somebody has to submit the budget for an approval. Once the budget is approved, you can track the budgets against the actuals which are coming in.
Okay. So it supports the workflow as well for approvals and.
Yes, budget approval is a workflow.
Okay.
That's a good question,
that's
Sriram.
something really we should be. Even I'm really getting more interested towards project operations right now.
Absolutely. So this is a good question where we get to ask, hey, I mean, what is the value of approvals in budget? I say this, right? Suppose say you want to build a company where you don't want somebody in the top don't want to deal with all budgets of every other project out there. Suppose they say that, hey, I mean, any project of a budget which is more than 1 million come to me for an approval. Otherwise, there is a different level where they can take care of approval of the project cost budgets, right? So you can build your approvals, workflows like that. And we seamlessly integrate with Power Automate.
Oh, that's great.
That means you can build the workflows in as much detail and as much complicated manner. And this entire thing is supported in out of the box.
So as a resourcing manager, I do not necessarily need to log inside the system in order to make those approvals?
No, I mean, that's not the case. I mean, you need to log into the system. But at the same time, a workflow which actually brings in a logic in between where you take a decision saying that whether I take path A or path B for approval, whether I need to get 2 levels of approval or 1 level of approval, or whether I go to department head of A or department head of B. So all those decisions can be built in your approval workflow, which you can build in Power Automate and integrate into project operations, which ensures that your approval workflow of the budget flows through that particular logic.
Completely understood.
Completely.
Yeah.
So this is about the budget. Now the project is in execution, project is running. Your resources who are working on the project are supposed to log the time, which is one of the most painful thing which people consider, saying that, hey, I mean, I'm doing my work. Why are you asking me to log time again? Don't you know what I'm working on? But project manager and finance teams will come and say that, hey, I mean, we know you are good, you are working, but at the same time, if I need to raise a bill for my customer, I need a record. I need
that conversation will
always happen. Right? So people, I mean, we do have an out-of-the-box time and expense logging system, which is available for team members, we call it, with a team member license, where people can only log in the time and the expenses which have incurred against the project, which will be tracked against the task or the activity which that person is supposed to do.
That's great.
So that means you have a system where you can track time at a granular level of a task, so that you can do all sorts of analysis of, hey, I mean, why certain task is taking longer time than what I'm supposed to do, which role or which part of this particular project is complex for me, and you can do an downstream analysis of all these things. So time, we have an extensive time and expense management system, which we also build an agent out of it.
So that's great. I think that will be like many will be start posting comment on that.
We do have a time tracking agent, time logging agent, I would say, where it will understand the assignment of a resource to which project or a task which the resource is assigned to. It understands what I'm doing in my Outlook every day. That means I'm not peeping into your personal space, but at the same time, in your professional space, what you're actually doing in your Outlook will be able to map against the tasks which are assigned, and the system will create, the agent would create a time entry for you to review and just click submit, saying that, hey, this is comfortable for me or not. So this is a time agent. And we also have an approval workflow. That means the time and expenses which have been logged needs to be approved by the project manager against a project. That means they need to evaluate whether this particular time what a user has logged is really within the policies which we have in a company. For example, if a user logs a time entry without a comment saying that for which purpose that particular 8 hours has been spent, there are cases where the invoice is rejected and saying that, hey, you are not giving me the details, and the customer will say that I'm not going to pay you unless you give me the details. So instead of that, if you have a policy which says that you cannot submit a time entry without a comment, you can just upload the policy document, and our approval agent which we have built is something which ensures that all the time entries which have been logged are as per the company policy or per the setup policy which has been set up for the project. And it will flag to the project manager what are the time entries which needs review, what are the time entries which are good to go.
So as a project manager, I do not necessarily go through all the
thousands of time entries.
That's really a great amount of time being saved for the project manager.
Absolutely. Time is one part that is definitely giving back time for project manager to do better things. The other thing is the policy compliance, right? So as I told you before, the project manager's time entry which is approved will go into your invoice in the next stages. If your end customer is not agreeing to the time because of so and so policy violation, it is actually delaying your invoice process. So the value proposition what we say for this time and approval agent is actually will help you reduce your day sales outstanding. So that means the time taken for you to log the time to raise an invoice, we are going to shrink it by making the time entry process agentified and your approval process seamless and agentified, where people need not spend, and also check the compliance as well, so that you can avoid the pitfalls of raising a wrong invoice and doing that entire life cycle of bringing back the invoice and correcting it and regenerating it and sending it back, right? So this entire process has been would be avoided if people adopt our time and expense agent, time and approval agent.
Truly great, truly great. I think right from the way you have explained, what I understood, right from your sales, contract, planning, resourcing, budget, whatnot, I'm just still imagining, is there any other area left out in ProJobs which is not covered by Dynamics 365 projects? But do you want to add anything else on top of this which you feel is relevant for especially the consultants or customers to understand on top of it? I think you already gave enough about ProJobs.
Yeah, a few more. There are a few more capabilities which I would really want to talk about. I talked about budgets. I talked about where you can create a budget for cost and sales, and you can track your actuals against the budget. That is half of the story of budget management. There is another half which is forecasting, right? So you as a company need to understand here, how am I actually forecasting my next quarter, next fiscal. So you really need to have an understanding of your current spend of your resources to be able to plan for the future, right? So once you create budgets and you are tracking against actuals, if the actuals are going hand in hand with your budgeted or forecasted amount, forecasted hours which are spending, that is well and good. But in a case where you are seeing a change in the reality because of n number of reasons, right? So the task is taking a little bit more time than what you anticipated for. You need to adjust your forecast so that you have a near real-time understanding of how much I'm going to spend in the upcoming quarter. without that forecasting, you will assume that that particular resource is available in next quarter. Okay. But in reality, because of the project need, that particular resource is not available to you, okay. Which may jeopardize all your downstream plans. Okay. Right? So the forecasting capability, which is kind of go hand in hand with our budget, okay. is something which will help our customers to manage their end-to-end life cycle of okay. Project really well. Okay.
But don't say me there's an agent which actually does that. So at least we want some job for the humans as well.
Yes, I mean, all our agents are okay. actually aiding our humans to okay. do their job well, do the job efficiently. But at the same time, we really want to add value through an agent where you say that we want to tap into untapped potential of, yes, of the company and also for the users, so that they can be more efficient and maybe save $1 or create new dollar. Yes. Right? So that's what we are trying to achieve with
I think
agent.
That's really a great punch, Tilaga. Probably I will hear it one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you say that? Can you tell that one more time?
Yeah. So
save.
So all the agents, what you want to do are something which will save $1, or create a new dollar for the company.
I think probably you should notice. Yeah.
So this is one capability which we are trying to add, where we are trying to bring in the forecast and budgets together. Now during execution, you start generating invoices for the time you spent on the project. So we do support multiple billing methods, both time and material and fixed price. Okay. That means you raise a pro forma invoice for the time which has been spent. If the project is in a time and material, all the material and the time which has been spent by the project will be sent as a pro forma invoice to your customer. And when customer approves, that will be converted into your invoice.
Actual invoice.
Yeah. Okay. And we also have another billing method called fixed price. So what does that fixed price means? Fixed price is a billing method where you say that I'm going to give you as a customer $100,000. Okay. And you need to execute the project within that $100,000. But at the same time, I'm not going to pay you monthly, but I'm going to pay you 6 monthly for a year project. That means $50,000 after end of first 6 months and another $50,000 at the end of your project. But during the first 6 months, you are indeed spending your cost. You are actually paying your employees' salaries, right? So if you want to look at your profitability or what is the real revenue you are recognizing, so there is a concept called revenue recognition in a fixed price project, where you can say that, hey, I mean, there are different ways you can recognize the revenue, where you can say that percentage complete or milestone based revenue. So where you can say that, hey, I mean, based on the percentage of completion of my project, I'm gonna consider in the books that, hey, even though I'm going to bill, I'm getting my money only after 6 months, since I spent or completed 10% of the project in my first month, I will consider that I'm gonna bill, I'm gonna consider that particular 10% of the particular project as a real revenue for my books point of view. You might not have that cash in your bank, but this is for accounting purposes for you to understand how profitable you are even in a fixed price contract. So this is another billing method which we support.
So is this something which the revenue recognition is typically done during the beginning of the project, or is there a possibility for the managers to kind of tweak this during the ongoing of the project, or
during the execution of the project?
During the execution we can.
So every month end or every quarter end, wherever you want. I mean, this is up to the project manager and the finance team where they want to generate the reports for this. So if you are a company who wants to track your books every month, you will do a monthly revenue recognition. If you want to do quarterly as well, you can do quarterly revenue recognition as well. So this is you might be assuming, hey, I mean, so you are slowly drifting into finance aspect of it, right?
So I'm kind of sensing it. Probably people who are watching it probably would have thought the same.
But project operations do support finance part of it, as I said before, but at the same time not completely. So we are we kind of natively integrate into one of our Dynamic 365 finance and operations product.
Okay.
As a project operations, we'll be able to talk directly to the finance part of the finance and operations. Once we create an invoice and send it across to on the finance and operations, the account receivables, the collections, that piece is taken care in the finance part of finance and operations. So we do have that as one of the SKU. Having said that, project operations can also work independently without having a direct integration to D365 finance and operations. It can talk to any ERP. So that means we will stop at proforma invoice, generate the proforma invoice, and we'll be able to integrate with any other ERP out there. So you need not touch your finance system or ERP system to be able to implement project operations in your company. So that means we have two SKUs, three SKUs I should say. First is project operations core, which is a standalone project operation system which can talk to any other ERP. And we also have project operations integrated with ERP, which is actually which seamlessly integrates with finance and operations of Dynamic 365 finance and operations. We also have third SKU, which is as part of finance and operations. Also have we also have a module called PMA, project management and accounting, which comes out of the box with finance and operations itself. But that doesn't have the capabilities. It doesn't have capabilities which are like the project management, the resource management capabilities. What we have with a rich user interface on the project operations side are not there in that particular SKU. But we do have a lot of customers who are an existing finance and operations customers use PMA module, and we do support that. And it is one of our top selling SKU as well. So we sell in all these three formats. So those are the three different SKUs what we have.
That's totally fascinating for me, at least. Even when I use the product, especially with respect to supply chain modules, because if you look at the left action pane of the Dynamics 365, typically these are in the alphabetical order. We come across this product, production control, procurement and sourcing. So I came across this, but I'm not really get into the details of the way you have explained right now. But it's really quite fascinating to understand that out of the box we are supporting like these many capabilities which can truly change or transform the way the users are operating right now.
Absolutely. And since your users are primarily supply chain and they do understand finance and operations, they would definitely come across this module called project management and accounting. So if you are a supply chain customer wants to do project-based supply chain, project-based execution of anything, project operations is there for you to take advantage of.
Probably we should make a note of that.
That's true.
I think you gave a lot of details about this, especially a deep dive on what are the current out-of-the-box features. But at the same time, I'm a bit curious to understand in terms of, because Microsoft as a product, we are known for the productivity and collaborative apps like Outlook, Teams, SharePoint, Excel, PowerPoint. So some of them don't even know we have a business apps provided as part of the Microsoft itself. So help me to understand how for the Pro Jobs especially is integrated to these app suites.
Rest of the Microsoft.
Rest of the ecosystem. So that I think we'll take it that way.
Sure. We can do that. So this integration I will cover in maybe 2-3 parts.
Okay.
So the first part is Dynamics project operations is a Dataverse-based application. So when you say Dataverse-based application, there are rest of the products in the same ecosystem in Dynamics 365, like Dynamics 365 Sales, Dynamics 365 Customer Insights, Dynamics 365 Frontline, Field Service. So once we say Dataverse application, if you are an existing D365 Sales customer, you are using D365 Sales, the moment you have your enabled project operations, there is a seamless integration between those two applications. So that is one part of integration where then with all the Dataverse based integrations with the database-based applications works seamlessly.
Okay. Okay.
And
fair enough.
a project which you have created and you wanna do a service contract for it, you can seamlessly integrate with field service as well.
Okay.
And downstream. So this is about Dataverse-based integrations.
Okay. Okay.
Now we also have other productivity apps from Microsoft. Right?
Yep.
Dynamics 365 project operations will seamlessly integrate with even Teams and
Okay.
Outlook as well. You will be able to have a Teams integration project operations. That means you need not go out of the project operations cell to be able to have a conversation with your with your colleague.
Okay.
So there is a seamless integration in the project operations itself where you can have a conversation then and there.
Oh. Okay.
And the third part of integration is about the rest of the Power Platform ecosystem.
Yeah, that's quite understandable.
Which is quite robust
Yeah.
and very extensible for that matter, right? Project operations being a database-based application, it seamlessly integrates with Power Platform.
Okay.
That means if you want to build a report out of the data which is there in the project operations, it is there for you. You can easily connect and derive the insights, take out the data and derive the insights out of it, and integrate into your existing reporting systems which you need not change, basically. And you also have an integration with, say, Power Apps, right?
Okay.
Suppose, say, you want to have a small extension for say doing some activity outside the project operations, but you want to bring the data in.
Okay.
You can build a quick canvas-based app in Power Apps, and you will be able to bring the data in right into the project and take advantage of it. And you want to build a workflow, right?
Okay.
So since it is the database-based application, it helps you connect all the 1,400 connectors what we have in Power Platform.
You said 1,400?
1,400 connectors in the Power Platform, which connects to every other application out there in the market with respect to bringing in the data outside the ecosystem.
Okay.
That means you can have a connector and bring the data from the external systems and connect to project operations. And you can also build workflows using the connectors as well. So it's a big ecosystem play here, where you can natively connect to Microsoft products, and you can also connect to the external applications that you have in your ecosystem, because we do recognize that customers are not only Microsoft shops, right? So they want to diversify their applications. It's their right. They are supposed to do that. But if we provide a seamless integration between them, which is one of the key capability of a Power Platform and database-based applications, sky's the limit, right? So you'll be able to have any application out there, and you'll be able to bring the data and play right in the project. So that's the advantage of various integrations what we have. So in summary, project operations work independently. That means it with the SKU what we have, it works independently. It helps in plug and play with any other ecosystem out there. It works with finance and operations seamlessly, and it can be only an finance and operations system as well as a SKU. But even there, you'll be able to integrate with the rest of the ecosystem within Microsoft and outside using the connectors what we have in Power Platform.
That's really
so it's our play is always an ecosystem play and our partner play as well.
Okay. No, that's really fascinating. The analogy which I can kind of correlate is like typically if you look at a cricket player who is an all-rounder, who can bat, who can bowl, who can field well.
You are a cricket fan,
No, I typically tend to watch cricket games. So yeah, I think I can kind of correlate with of that, and I really like the way you explained. Like it brings that composability with the business apps, the productivity apps, what we have in Microsoft. I think that's the true value add which Microsoft customers will basically get. Yeah, I think that's one thing also strikes my mind is, so we talked about agents, and of course the most buzzing topic right now in the market is AI and agents and agentic AI. But from that aspect, if I just wanted to understand what are those AI or Copilot capabilities we truly support out of the box for project operations?
Yeah, sure. So previously we spoke about time and approval agent and expense agent. That is one part of the story. There are other AI and Copilot capabilities which we are offering out of the box, and we are still working on many more. When it comes to AI Copilot capabilities, apart from the agents which I spoke before, which helps you log time, approve time, and also easily log expenses and approve it as well. That is one agent which we delivered. Now we do have an AI Copilot capability where one of the primary need for project managers is that, hey, I want to understand what is the status of my project every week or every bi-weekly or monthly, and they need to send multiple reports to the stakeholders to actually give the status of the particular project. If you go and ask a project manager, hey, what are you doing your Friday evening or Friday? Typically they would say that I'm doing my approvals of one-time entries and create a status report and sending it across. Hey, let me send this final status report to my customer, to my internal stakeholder, where I cannot talk about few things externally, but I can talk about few things internally. We took care of that for you. So we have an out-of-the-box AI Copilot capability where project status report, both in an internal format and external format, is available. Where it understands the project status as of today and generates a report based on that. That means how are you doing against a task, how are you doing against the schedules what you have agreed upon for, how is the budgets for the particular project, are there any risks you want to call out for, and that is available for review and consumption for internal and external. And we also have an risk assessment capabilities where by understanding the project we will be able to tell, hey, these are the risks what we see for this particular project.
So during the course of the project, anytime they can run and then check the
risks. So I would say that it is there is a path for maturing for that particular path where we can take advantage of your history of your projects. But at the same time, we are in that journey to make that capability available to you, to our customers from AI and Copilot. So these are the start, I would say. If you look at it, the way we are looking at AI and Copilot is something which would help our customers in every stage of the business process to maybe run them efficiently or take advantage of something which is not evident by a human eye by comparing multiple data and multiple parameters and inform them about, hey, this is something which you can look after, right? So that is the thought process of AI and Copilot investments, where we want to slowly transition into AI automating the tasks to AI intelligently doing some activities using agents, and even in a multi-agent scenario where multiple agents are talking to each other and are achieving one particular goal. So this is the direction in which we are heading. And we'll talk about more when we have clarity and which we can share.
Yeah, definitely. I think even the buses around out of the AI tools we can use, because we use AI tools like ChatGPT or Perplexity in terms of getting chat-based interface in, and we are using it for any of our day-to-day work. But as far as the business apps are concerned, we are not quite used to using any of these AI tools. And great insights from you, especially with respect to project operations. So the first question would be like, so what are typically some of the industries which are targeted towards to start adopting the project operations supported by Microsoft Dynamics 365?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's a lot to be demystified in this particular aspect. Typically when somebody thinks that, hey, we're doing a project operations, the tendency is that people think that it is an IT or IT-enabled services product, right? Where a lot of IT companies who are offering their projects as an offshore or execution projects, consulting firms. We definitely cater to that particular industry. That is one big part of our play as well. But we are not only IT or IT-enabled services product. Right? So let's take, for example, construction or a manufacturing company, right? Let's take construction for easy relatability, right? So in a construction company where you are trying to build a building, it's a project.
Of course, it's a project.
It's a project, right? So where right from the foundation to all the floors and different aspects of your construction, right from flooring to painting to plastering to whatnot, right? So you have different kind of resources which you need to deal with for different activity of the particular project, and you as a project manager of the particular construction company, you need to manage the resources well, and you also need to ensure that the dependencies are taken care well, the resources are available to you with the right skill at the right time for you to finish the project for the certain duration.
Right.
This is for a building, this is for a bridge, for anything, right? So that is how a project operations can be used in a construction industry. If you take a manufacturing industry, right? So manufacturing industry, there are many project-based manufacturing, whatever, where people will execute saying that, hey, I mean, this particular production line, whatever I'm getting out of this production line will be managed as a project, and there is a dependency, there is a supply chain dependency with respect to the parts availability and the kind of skills and the resources whom you need. You might have to subcontract and bring the people from outside to be able to execute that particular project. Right? So you will be able to use that. And even in manufacturing industries, you need to run many R&D projects, right? For you to be successful, for you to be playing a long rope. If you want to be in the industry, you need to definitely do an R&D, which is for your future. If you want to have an understanding of those internal projects, you typically have your PMO office, which actually manages it, right? So project operations like a product will help you even in managing that. And this is not only for manufacturing industry. This now it can be applied to any other organization out there. Even in banks and insurance companies, where you are running some internal projects to spin out a new product. Right? Suppose you want to build a new capability on your existing digital ecosystem. You might want to run it as a project, right?
Yes.
You need something to manage it. So it can cater to that. Think of another professional services companies, like when I say professional services company, it need not be only IT again. It could be tax consulting firms. It can be law consulting firms. In fact, we do have many customers who are coming from this particular industry. There are many law firms which we support, because each and every case which they take up could be a project. There are many tax companies which we support, big names. Whatever the tax audit which they take up for a certain company can be a project. You need a tax consultant or different capabilities for you to be available during certain duration for you to execute, because you are actually taking your priced resources like tax consultants or lawyers and trying to deliver a tax audit or deliver a case which can be treated as a project. So this is so that means project operations can be looked at, can be used in any other industry out there, where you need to track your people's time and the cost which you are incurring. And if you are actually in a professional services firm, if you are trying to raise an invoice based on your time which is spent, project operations is for you.
We are discussing about the AI, Copilot, and agents. So I'm also keep on trying to understand that. So there is a misconception that, or I'm just trying to understand from you basically, that there is a strategic focus only towards this AI and agents, and we are not actually focusing towards the core ERP. Do you mean to kind of give us a sense that that's what I'm trying to understand?
Let me demystify this part as well. AI and Copilot is definitely a focus. But I clearly want to clarify that that is not the only the focus.
Okay.
I mean, our if you look at our plans, it is kind of distributed into three major buckets. One is definitely fundamentals are supporting our existing customers, because we cannot drop the ball with any of the customers because it is their lifeline.
Yes.
Right. So. So that is definitely a focus. We supporting existing customers and fundamentals will be the one of the, not one of the, it is the top priority.
Yep.
And next comes the improving the core capabilities.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at our past couple of releases, if you look at our release notes, you will see a lot of capabilities has been delivered of late, delivering a P3 project P3 capabilities in project operations. That means you can be able to support baselines and bunch of capabilities in supporting custom columns, adding custom columns to task plane. All the project management capabilities have been enhanced a lot with P3 support. And we also delivered project budget management, and we are continuously improving the user experience over there. And we are delivering bunch of capabilities within our ecosystem, in the entire project operations ecosystem. At every stage of we have a good time entry capabilities in the core app, where people will be able to look at the entire calendar in one single pane. Earlier they used to, I mean, the experience was not that great to start with, so we have improved a lot on that particular experience. And we also delivered a bunch of capabilities to do an what if analysis of the code, right? So make some adjustments and see if you are able to deliver to the customer asks and deliver the same, right? So that is, I mean, if you ask me, there are hundreds of features which you have delivered when compared to tens of features which are delivered in AI and Copilot. So that's the kind of comparison. When you can go to a release notes and you can see the difference for yourself. But at the same time, there is definitely a focus on AI and Copilot, and we call ourselves as AI ERP as well. So that focus will continue to exist while we improve our core capabilities as well. So that's how I want to.
No, I totally appreciate that, because so even the core ERP, we trying to kind of strike a balance between what are the features which is very, very important, and at the same time I like the way you put it, like the fundamentals remains to be the top priority, and which is very, very important. So and at the same time, even especially for the people who are already into project operations, we tend to hear that the project operations is an alternate for projects online. Probably I don't think anyone else will be able to explain for this. Probably if you can demystify that as well, I think it would be really great.
Sure. I mean, Microsoft is a huge company. It has multiple offerings. In the project space itself, we have another native offering, which is Microsoft Project. MPP we call it. I mean, whatever you see in the Gantt charts and so those things, the project for the web, which is part of project operations, is an offering for sure. But at the same time, there was also another offering, which is in Project Online, which is a SharePoint based project management solution. It was only project management, nothing more. Right? So that means many customers build their own custom solutions on top, in and around, for the rest of the capabilities what we have in the project operations. So for those customers, we are offering project operations as one of the alternative, because they need not worry about the rest of the custom capabilities which they have built. For example, resource management, time entry, tracking, budget management, estimation, quotes, contracts. So those things are available out of the box from project operations. I know it's a pain to migrate, but there is a good migration path where there is one system which takes care of your entire custom solutions which you have built in and around Project Online. And we would like to offer this as an alternative to Project Online for the project project online customers.
Okay.
And yeah, that's where we are.
Oh, that's really great. I think so. I think we got that answer. So if you are already a working professional, if you are unable to differentiate the differences between project operations and project online, I think Niranjan has given us the answer for the same. This we talked about industries, we talked about the priority for core ERP, but at the same time, we also wanted to understand, Niranjan. The focus is primarily only for large enterprises. When you say constructions, manufacturing, I'm getting a kind of sense the projects is primarily directed towards focusing on large enterprises rather than any of the mid-market or small enterprises will be able to use the product as such.
Yeah, let me clarify that part as well. So project operations as a product can work for all scales. It is not only for large. Large, definitely it would help. But at the same time, even in a small company, I mean, where you are if you value the time of your resources, and you really want to track that to a profitable margin and utilization. No matter what, I mean, if you take, I mean, I always go back to a legal firm and say that here, I mean, my lawyer time is been counted every 15 minutes, right? So, and you raise the bill every 15 minutes, right? So, if you want a system which can scale to track as small as a minute to as large as per day, project operations is for you. So, size doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
We will be able to scale for small, medium, and large. We have deployments with close to 20,000 resources to 20 resources. So we span across this entire gamut of customers across many industries which I spoke about before. So scale is not a matter. So we'll be able to scale well for any size.
That's really great, inspiring as well. Yeah, I think we kind of covered in detail about right from Dynamics 365, project operations, capabilities, and AI, Copilot, and even you touched upon the industries. And thanks for sharing all these details, first of all. But also to the audience who are watching right now here, I think you have a deep expertise both in project management and also in product management right now in Microsoft. So what would be your career guidance, or how you kind of visualize both of these career options? You know what are the processes involved in project management as well. You know, you have been living and breathing the product management as well. So what would be your career guidance or advice for the viewers who are aspiring for a project management role or for a product management role? Yeah,
so it's a career guidance, not the product question. But at the same time, let me tell a personal story here. So I lived the life of a project manager for almost 10 years before joining project operations. So
now we know why we have given such long answers for each and every question.
So I mean, I was a project manager in a services company in a telecom domain for quite a long time. Whatever I'm solving the problems with the help of my team, rest of product managers and engineers, primarily driven by the pain which I went through during project execution back then, where it was not clear for me to hey, I mean, how my resource is performing, how we assign, utilization, all these questions were in Excel sheets for me back then. So I'm living my dream by working in a product like project operations, where I'm trying to solve the problems which I face for myself. Now coming to the career question, what is best, whether project management or a product management? I would say that project management is a career where you are the lifeline of all these professional services companies. A project manager will ensure that whatever has been promised to a customer is delivered. Unless there is an efficient project manager in that particular position, backed by a product like project operations, they will be doing a fantastic job in that position, right? So that is a career if you like that kind of an rigor, because it is very intense. Believe me, I mean, project manager
more role, than product management.
Yes,
Yes,
I can
we
say
heard
that project manager is a very tough job because you will be the one who will be blamed for everything.
Okay.
So you need to
Okay.
ensure that you cover your all problems before you deliver, right? So project manager career is definitely in line, but at the same time, product management is a different line of career. So any person or a person who is inclined to solving an unsolved or unmet problems of a customer. So product manage, and if you are good at tapping into that, understanding it, and taking all the way to delivery, so product management is a career for you. And product management as an aspect will differ for consumer products to enterprise products.
Okay.
And the stage of the product also will differ. Like if you are a startup product to a growth product, the role as a product manager you need to play will be totally different.
Okay.
So you need to understand what stage the product is, what kind of a product you are actually working on, and tune your activities which you do every day according to that. But at the same time, there are cross product learnings too. If you are a person who built a very good consumer product, you'll be able to understand a real user pulse well,
Right.
And bring into an enterprise product. Then if you go and pitch it to your enterprise customers who are not real users, but they are the one who are making an buy decision, you'll be able to influence well with your product experience the buy decision. So there are cross type of product management capabilities which you can cross learn and be a successful product manager.
Okay.
So from a career advice point of view, both are good.
Okay.
Understand what are your strengths and take that particular path.
No.
So I am the one who transitioned from project management to product manager and building a product for project manager. Right? So that's a dream for me, dream come true.
No, I totally appreciate that. First of all, I think the way you kind of elaborated it, you clearly understood the pain points of the customers for the project managers, and now you are into a product role and trying to solve those as well. I think it's a way of giving back to the project management community. I think it's truly inspiring. And first of all, thanks for joining this podcast. At least I thoroughly enjoyed having this conversation with you. And we had a lot of deep insights about project management and the project operations, especially with the Dynamics 365. And we really enjoyed the last 1 hour of conversation. And I hope the community also would have enjoyed the same.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining this podcast on behalf of the channel D365 Talks.
Thank you, Sriram. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for your listeners as well, who I hope would have given some understanding of project operations, Dynamics 365 project operations, and demystify a few things. If you want to learn more, we have our learn sites, and Sriram is just a ping away, a comment away, I should say.
Comment away.
So, and thanks for inviting me and having me here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And viewers, we will also share the related learn documents or the links which you can refer further in the description of this video. Please feel free to check out the same.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Niranjan.
Thank you so much, Sriram.
Thank you.
Bye bye.